Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It, here to talk about the upcoming movies that are releasing in July. And the main purpose for this section is to give you guys a one-stop shop for figuring out what's coming out, when, like what day, and where you can find these films. Alright, and with all that out of the way, let's get into the first week of July. On July 1st, we have The Devil's Bath, The Vordelak, Quiet Place Day 1, and In a Violent Nature. I haven't seen The Devil's Bath yet, but I'm very excited about it. I think I'm going to try to watch it tonight, and I might do a review for it, so keep an eye out for that. And I did see A Quiet Place Day 1. I liked it a lot. You know, I didn't really have much to add to the discussion, which is why I didn't do a video of it. But if you like the first two, definitely check that one out. Then on 7/4, we have Kill. And on 7/5, we have Maxine, Dead Whisper, Mother Couch, The Secret Art of Human Flight, and Goldilocks and the Two Bears. Obviously, the standout there is Maxine. I'm a huge Ty West fan, and I definitely want to see where he takes this trilogy in this final film. Dead Whisper also looks pretty promising, and Mother Couch, as well as Goldilocks and the Two Bears, both seem to have a little bit of Yorgos Lanthimos in those films, and that's definitely intriguing. And in week 2 of July, we have on 7/9 Latency, Thine Ears Shall Bleed, and The Exorcism, all coming out on VOD and streaming. I just came out with a review for Latency. I thought it was pretty damn good. If it sounds cool, definitely check it out. And I don't know too much about Thine Ears Will Bleed, but it does seem intriguing from the little that I've seen of it. Then on 7/12, we have The Inheritance, Longlegs, The Convert, Sing Sing, Lumina, The Blue Rose, and Project Silence. Just FYI, the Inheritance poster is not the poster for this particular Inheritance movie. They just haven't released one, so I picked one that said Inheritance in big bold on the poster. The big one here to talk about, though, is Longlegs. This is my most anticipated film of July by far, which is saying a lot because there are some big films coming out in the back half of July. I've purposefully stayed away from trailers. I saw, I think, the first one once, and then I've just stayed away from it because once I heard that Nick Cage was playing a serial killer, I mean, we're done here. Sign me up. Lumina is also an interesting one because from what I've seen, it's a pretty lo-fi sci-fi film, and I figured it was probably going straight to VOD. But when I left the theater the other night, I saw a big cardboard cutout that was Lumina promotional material, and I was like, what the hell is this lo-fi sci-fi film getting this kind of marketing material for? So I don't really know what to make of that, but it definitely intrigues me more. The Blue Rose definitely seems like a love letter to several different directors and influences. I'm hoping that it can be its own original thing and not just pure homage, but we'll see. And Project Silence definitely has elements of Super 8 and Cloverfield, so if that sounds cool, definitely check it out. And moving on to the third week of July, we have on 7/19 Oddity, The Hyperborean, Twisters, and Crumbcatcher. Oddity is another horror film that I'm excited about. It has 100% on the tomato meter, so that's exciting, I guess. The Hyperborean looks like a lo-fi sci-fi horror film, but with a big dose of Canadian comedy injected into it. And then there's Twisters. Here's the deal with Twisters. You know how different movies over the course of your life change the trajectory of your passion and interest in film? You know, for me, some of those movies are The Shining, Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive, The Ring. Well, the first film to have that kind of an impact on me was a little film called Twister, which I saw when I was a kid, and I saw it in theaters, and it blew my freaking mind. No joke, my mom actually describes it as a euphoric experience for me. She always tells people yeah, I brought him in, I just thought it would be a fun movie, and his eyes were glued to the screen for the entire film. If a fire broke out in the theater, he wouldn't have moved. I fell so hard for Twister that I actually had someone drive me to Toys R Us. I found out when the movie was coming out on VHS. Yeah, we didn't have Google back then. You had to go talk to somebody to figure that shit out. And then I did odd jobs around the house just to get enough money for the VHS, number one, and then to bribe my sister to take my parents' car and take me to Toys R Us when the film was being released. I mean, Jesus Christ, I've never been so industrious in my life since then. And then when I finally got the VHS tape, I put it in and I watched it 3 times in a row that day. And I would have watched it a 4th time if I wasn't a kid and, didn't have a bedtime. So yeah, no pressure, Twisters. You know, I'm trying to keep my expectations low. The trailers that I've seen haven't really been too impressive so far. Not bad, just kind of neutral for me. That way, with low expectations, I might be really pleasantly surprised. Fingers crossed. And now looking at the last week and a half of July, on 7/23 we have The Way We Speak. On 7/26 we have Starve Acre, The Beast Within, The Last Breath, and a little movie called Deadpool and Wolverine. And on 7/30 we have Pale Horse. Starve Acre is definitely a standout that week. It stars Matt Smith and it's getting really good reviews so far. The Beast Within, I'm not really sure what to make of that movie. I'm not terribly convinced right now it's going to be awesome. But look, I'm a fan of Kit Harington. I know he had a good run on Game of Thrones, but he had a lot of struggles afterwards. So yeah, I'm rooting for the guy. I love to see him bounce back and have a great career. I almost kept Last Breath off of this list because it kind of just, I don't know, the poster makes it look shitty. But after being surprised at the reviews of Under Paris, that shark movie from last month, I learned my lesson: don't quit on shark movies just yet. Then there's this movie Wolverine and Deadpool, or is it Deadpool? Is it Deadpool and Wolverine or Wolverine and Deadpool? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's this kind of like low budget indie film. I think it's got some action in it. It stars a bunch of no-namers. It says here that I put it's going to be wide release in cinema. I'm assuming that's a typo. It's probably straight to VOD. Anyway, keep an eye out for it if you're interested. And last but not least, there's Pale Horse, which is described as a psychosexual odyssey. And we don't get many of those nowadays, so I'm definitely intrigued to see what that's all about. But those are just my thoughts. Take it or leave it. What do you guys think? What are you most excited about that's coming out in July? Are you most excited about Longlegs like me? Are you more excited about something more of a popcorn summer film with a high budget like Twisters? Or are you excited about something that's like a super micro budget indie art house foreign film like Deadpool and Wolverine? Let me know down in the comments section. Let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video but you want more information about what's on my watch list, what I'm currently watching, the kind of ratings I'm giving these films, as well as upcoming releases I'm looking forward to, don't forget to follow me on track.tv. My username is TIOLI_reviews. The link is in the description box. Go ahead and click it and start following me on Tracked, and I look forward to seeing you over there. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm Chad from Take It or Leave It, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey, man, get off my case.
Oh, man. Chicks don't want to hear that shit.